what I have is these computer speakers plugged into my laptop. Right there. This cable goes from the extension speaker to the direct line in that joins the other input cable. So I can combine two sources to play at one time. So the Panasonic is plugged in here. The SDR is plugged into the laptop. Right there. Let's see, RTL-SDR version 3. They're both on the same frequency. And we're listening to, let's see if I can get that glare off of there. We're listening to the fellas on the Panasonic first. Using the computer speakers.
Hard to hear them on the trail of the American coast, but it was sure loud. Yeah, I got a new one out the back. Is it a trailing you found? How frequency? Probably an American toast. They just drive us. They drive me nuts. The wife loves them, so she puts they cover up all my frogs with that trilling sound. They're trilling loud. Sometimes we'll have them going in several spots.
Bass and treble are turned all the way up. Bandwidth is narrow. Noise limiter is on.
Yeah, I found that tadpoles out here. No tiny puddles.
Noise limiter on. And we're going to narrow the bandwidth. Now,
with you.
So the input to the speakers, the input level will be determined by my volume level. So I'm turning the Panasonic down, right? Up, down. Volume is up. Volume down, so there's no input coming from this radio to the audio amplifier. So now I'll unmute right up there the audio, and we can listen to the SDR. Here we go.
I'd like to have one of those things, but I don't know where we would put it. With so many trees, it'd be full of leaves all the time. Yeah, that could be almost to get long growing, but you can shade it in sunlight. Something you want to crowd out, and so that, of course, brings leaves. Yeah, and I'd want it deep enough that the fish could overwinter, so it'd have to be a pretty good sized pond. Yeah, now you're talking about water filtering and aeration. Oh, yeah. And it's just kind of one of those pipe dreams. I don't guess we'll do it. What do you think, Earl? Wildlife that will find that water. Don't have to worry about that. Yep. 0 dBx. WTRH. I'm the same out of here, guys. Symmetry has been good hearing everybody. Catch Friday night.
All right, so I'm going to mute the SDR. SDR is muted. So the real difference that's noticeable is analog without AGC. The stronger signal is going to be louder, sometimes by a great amount, than the weaker signals. The Panasonic I have on my SkyWalker antenna, the SDR is using a 100-foot long wire thrown over the roof, right? I'm not sure there'd be a whole lot of difference in the point that I'm trying to make, that AGC on the SDR attempts to maintain a consistent volume level. And the improvement that the Panasonic could have would be an AGC circuit. How to fit that in? Yeah. So that's the only real improvement to what is there that could be added, and not simply just change the circuits that are in there to improve some small section of the circuit. Whereas adding in automatic gain control, that's a significant addition to that radio. So I don't know if that can be done easily without changing everything. I have to look at the board and look at the schematic. But much more warmth, a really rich sound compared to a very technical sound. I don't get a lot of warmth out of the SDR, but what I get is a frequency response, a clarity, Although there's warmth here, you really got to, I have the bass and the treble turned all the way up. And
more red concrete paved stones. the bird feeding station over to closer to the back door. Made it bigger. Great fun.
You know, the changes are significant when you add bass. And then there's riding a BFO. It'd be a little hard to have an AGC circuit that's not going to function very well with a radio that's not stable in frequency. So there's some things to correct. That's what I mean by improving the internal circuitry that's already there. There's some improvements that can be done, some additions to the circuit, some modifications to them, and it can be improved upon. But adding automatic gain control, I'm not sure. So we'll listen to the SDR. We'll turn this down, right? And then we'll unmute the SDR.
Yeah, we called a bunch of a few days before. For a different project. Connected.
So just to show you, I'm gonna add in the Panasonic. There's gonna be a
Well, it's not as a truck could handle it.
very disturbing echo
Oh,
effect.
that was no problem.
Okay, now we're just on the SDR. But that delay between the Panasonic, the delay that I hear out of the speakers between the Panasonic and the SDR is due to the SDR doing a lot of processing of the signal and then processing everything associated with it after it gets in through the antenna, past the antenna. So once it's mixed, once that signal is mixed, and it starts passing on to filtering, it gets through its various RF stages so that the audio can be put back onto it. That takes time, and that's all adjustable. The automatic gain, just in SDR Sharp, is very valuable on the quality of what on what I end up hearing. None of that is really adjustable here. It's nothing. But imagine this is how it'll go. After this is stabilized in frequency and whatever other changes may happen, an output on the back of the radio for a pan adapter using that same SDR, and then having this radio be what we're watching with that software. So the radio can still have its analog function, just as we're using here now, right? Mute the SDR. Listen to the Panasonic. Right? Maybe a little bandpass filtering, some adjustment to it. Don't know. or selectable filters, possibly.
And clean it, and the inner filter actually stays pretty clean.
But have the output on the back, or possibly just built into the radio to where you plug a monitor into the back, right? Have the graphical display come from the radio, the Panasonic, and not the SDR, but allow the SDR to enable all of that we have for software adjustment of the signal coming in, and then the audio and all the other information that is capable of gathering. So, but not use the SDR. Use this radio instead. Now, whether the SDR is, whatever I do to this, but just have the IF output come out of the back after this thing's stabilized and somewhat modernized. So that's the idea.
Well, thank you, warn that they have 20 W50 oil in them usually, and it's not like having a combustion going on in there. Studio is 0YFR, and 0DBX. You probably got a belt between the engine and the rear end, don't you?
Let's do the SDR one more time.
Interesting.
All right, that's turned down. Here's the SDR.
Well, that's sort of what I was thinking, and I kind of started talking myself out of it, but
You can hear the level control, the gain control. You can hear it all working very well.
maybe I ought to look into it a little bit more. Yeah, well, ours is 8 years old, or going on 8 years old this summer, and it's still going. Knock on wood. I had to put the mower drive belt on my tractor several years ago. I got a rock or something in it, and it's a big double V belt with a single piece on the back that holds them together. And that thing cost a bunch of money, and it got the back got broke loose, and it made it vibrate. And I had to replace that thing, and it's never happened again. I don't know exactly what's on it. Oh boy, yeah, the brake's loose, it vibrates, it's all over. Yeah, I wound up putting a new seal on the tractor, PTO output and everything. That has to be changed. It's a service item, but don't worry about it till the leaks, but it sure amazed me. That's been several years ago. This is on my Komodo. I'm still hanging in there. I hope it goes another couple of seasons. Yeah, I think you're right, Darrell. I think there is a transmission drive belt.
All right.
So I'm back to where I thought it was.
That's about all I'm going to show you.
Yeah, I'll bet it's fine. I don't know how old yours is. Ours is